Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka says he's ready to work with ODM leader Raila Odinga again, but only if the latter acknowledges a deal that was signed in 2017 where Odinga had agreed to back Kalonzo irrespective of whether the now moribund NASA would win the election or not.
In what could complicate the impending signing of the Azimio One Kenya Alliance deal, Kalonzo wants President Uhuru Kenyatta to take charge of fresh negotiations, saying he does not trust ODM leader Raila Odinga. JJ Kuria is on that story.
After snubbing the ODM National Delegates Conference Saturday, despite having attended a similar meeting organized by the Jubilee Party the same day, it was his turn to explain himself, owing to the amount of pressure he's currently under to join Azimio la Umoja. In a tell-it-all statement, Kalonzo accused ODM leader Raila Odinga of reneging on an agreement signed on the 30th of April 2017 that committed Raila Odinga to support him in this year's general election.
By accepting nomination of the Orange Democratic Movement to run as president for the 5th time, I believe my brother Raila Odinga has committed an irreparable material breach of this agreement.
The document, which was private until today and signed by both Raila and Kalonzo, reads in part, and I quote, "This agreement binds Principal H and Principal Q in a power-sharing pact within NASA in the period before and after the 2017 elections. The commitments made herein shall bind Principal H and Q in both the 2017 and 2022 general election." End of quote. The agreement, witnessed by Makueni Governor Kivutha Kibwana and deposited with Law Professor Makau Mutua, who have interestingly backed Raila Odinga for the 2022 general election, further reads that, quote, "Principal H shall be the NASA presidential candidate with Principal Q as running mate. Principal H agrees in a public MOU to serve one term and publicly endorse Principal Q as a presidential candidate for 2022. End of quote. This was whether the pair won the 2017 elections or it failed to.
It is imperative to mention that I've tried twice to have Professor Makau Mutua convene a meeting between me and my brother, Honorable Raila Odinga, in his capacity as the depository of this most important document. On his part, Professor Makau stands in breach of his obligation under the agreement, since he has already joined Honorable Raila Odinga's campaign team.
The Wiper Party leader now wants President Uhuru Kenyatta to take charge of a fresh negotiations that could see the birth of the Azimio One Kenya Alliance Grand Coalition.
I think it's right and proper, considering he has a sense of authority, he's a sitting head of state. If we were to follow the letter and spirit of the document I've just circulated, there's no need for mediation. It's not a mediation process.
Kalonzo, however, claims there's no tension between him and Raila.
My brother has the option of abiding by the terms of this live legal agreement, live binding legal agreement, and thereby emerging, in my view, as a true national, regional, and indeed continental democratic hero, or he has the option of choosing to act in utter defiance and repudiation of the agreement, and thereby compounding the trust deficit.
Kalonzo, on the other hand, has to grapple with the headache of principles within his One Kenya Alliance, said to be uncomfortable with joining the Azimio coalition. With the clock ticking towards the August elections, the big question is which way Kalonzo Musyoka, and with pressure mounting on him to join Azimio la Umoja, will he succumb or finally be his own man? John Jacob Kuria, Prime Edition.